Hello, Booknerds. Welcome to the Booknerds podcast. I hope you are having a very happy Sunday. And I'm back with another book. A non fiction. It's called Unmasking the Real You. And today we'll be talking about many things, but the most important thing. Oh, wait. I think the author is here. So let me invite the author. How are you, sir? How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am totally excited about the book, about what we are going to talk about today. Although before I was about to tell everyone who you are, for those of for those of our readers who don't know about you, because this is your debut book. So
Yes.
I need to tell them about you. What do you do? So Mr. Kampani is a very strange guy, in my opinion, because he pursued his engineering in India, and then all of a sudden, he took a different route and went into banking and asset management, worked for the most amazing companies across the globe, and then went on to on his own journey after that. So he has been kind of treading many paths, but I'm very happy that you are also giving back whatever you have learned in these years. You want to give back to people who are going to join the corporate sector and are going to face the chaos, as you call it, and navigate it successfully. So first of all, congratulations on the book. I would like to show the cover again. um, there is a wonderful story behind how the book came into being, how Mr. Kampani, navigated his corporate career, and how sometimes he had some sinusoids going on, but he, easily, navigated them. Not easily, but he had to work hard to kind of, navigate through them. So this book, especially, I would say, after reading it, I would say that it would help all those youngsters who want to pursue any career. But if you are going to pursue going into the corporate world, oh my God, this gives you a glimpse of what's going to happen and how you can navigate it easily by strengthening your mind, your inner self, understanding yourself, creating more self awareness, and a lot of other things. Okay, my rant comes to an end here. Sir, first of all, let's take the readers through, how this book came into being and the backstory, which is so interesting. Everybody would love to know what happened, because these things only an author can narrate. These are not written on Amazon particularly, so we would love to know about that.
See, first and foremost, thank you very much, Rohan, for a wonderful introduction. I'm really humbled and honored to be in conversation with you live with your audience today. And I thank you that you've given me an opportunity to go live. Uh, you've given the right background that I passed out as an engineering and then went into banking and had a very successful career as a banker. But uh, your learning stops in a corporate sector when there is a one-way path. So by the grace of Almighty, my banking career for 28 years was a one-way path. And I was growing. And when you are on a one-way street and suddenly if there is a break in that street,
Yeah.
it jolts you.
Right.
And that's the jolt which happened with me. Being the top-notch career banker heading a region, suddenly if your journey is stopped, you get jolted. But, but still you are unaware of what is in front of you. You keep striding forward, and I didn't lose hope. When one journey stopped, I entered into another journey,
Right.
thinking that this journey is my future, and probably that's why the first one came to an end, because now there is a new path coming out for me. Now, double jolt is something which is always unexpected. And when it comes, it gives you a bigger jolt.
Yeah.
So with me, the double jolt came in my professional career. Why it happened, how it happened, I have no reasons to believe why it happened. Other than that, this was a broader design of His Almighty to take me to a different journey altogether, which I had never envisaged in my life. Uh, that's where you have to be more aware of yourself, and that is where the make or break happens, because jolt after jolt can either strengthen you to go out and fight, which happened with me, or you go into your mental struggles, you lose your confidence, you are aspiring for something which you don't get, and that's where your own, not just that your corporate entity went into struggle, your personal entity also go into struggle.
Yeah.
So and that was a struggle period for me. 2019, I was struggling to get hold of myself. Whatever was coming my way, I was trying to grab it in the market because I had no clue what is lying in front of me at that age and at that level that I was executive director of a large private sector bank in Dubai.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that at that level, finding a new opportunity and getting back into the industry is not an easy task. It breaks you. But somehow I kept my struggle on, and 2020, COVID hit.
Yeah.
COVID actually, I would say it was blessing in disguise because it calmed the things down globally. So that organized chaos that I always talk about, what our organizations are, just for the benefit of my listeners here and your audience here, is that I call corporate sector as organized chaos, because corporate sector is always a chaos. I have been in corporate sector for 30 years, but somehow we as leaders are trained to organize, put some method to madness. So it's an organized chaos. That is it. So everything slowed down, and that's where my younger daughter, she told me, why don't you write something? Why don't you write your own blog? Like, you have enough time, your experience, you did so well. This is where, and that really inspired me. I said, okay, but I don't know how to open a blog. So she says, very easy, just start your website. I started my website. So my website, when I was starting my website, I was thinking for a name.
Yeah.
And that's where the thought came in, that I asked a question to myself, that what is it that went wrong? The first answer came that I never balanced my professional and personal life. And that is why that struggle felt so hard, because your entire life revolved around your professional career and your profession.
Yeah.
So that's the term got coined, your professional and personal. And I took pro from professional and per from personal, and my blog became your pro per, I said, guide.
Yeah.
So your pro per guide came
Yeah.
out of it, pro and per.
Yeah.
And I could have said your proper coach, but I said, no, I cannot call myself a coach because I'm still struggling with my own life. How can I coach someone else on their life? So I said, no, let me coin myself a term as a guide, because I have enough experience. I have enough experience. I can guide people with my experience. I can guide people with what I am going through, from my own learnings, from my own failures. And that's where this blog came in. And slowly, I kept writing, and then in 2021 February, I met a gentleman, and he told me, Navneet, you have such beautiful content with you. Why don't you write a book? And that's where this book finally got conceived, and I started writing
Awesome.
whatever I had. And that's where this is a tribute to all professionals and who are struggling that in their lives to balance their life, and that's where the book came in.
That's so amazing because I write a lot on LinkedIn, and the LinkedIn folks would have, I'm sure we should do this on LinkedIn as well someday. And
We can do that.
yeah, because work life balance is an entire hashtag thing and everybody talks about it. In fact, it's relevant on Instagram also because here we experience life, so much. A huge part of our lives is Instagram now. Okay, let's go ahead, and I'm glad that you told everybody about proper life. What do you have to say to those people, and a lot of them are very influential, that this work life balance, they call it bullshit. Okay, they call it bullshit, and which I find, okay, let me put it this way, that this hustle culture, it's getting to us, many of us, and who are in their 20s, 30s. We want to make it, we want the dollars, right? We want the our accounts to be full of zeros. We want to hustle, we want to go to the top, and you have done it all. So what do you have to say on this issue, because it's a very fine balance, I suppose.
It's a very fine balance. This balance, this question can only be answered by you yourself, and that
Okay.
is why I have put few questions in my book as well. I have asked these questions, and I want everybody to ask these questions to themselves, and as I say, dispassionately answer those questions by being truthful to yourself, because this is your life. This is your life. I was seeing a reel just 2 days ago, and there was a question asked to someone that that what should I believe in? So the answer was given that you should believe in you yourself, your breath. As your breath is important for you, you should believe only in yourself. So you need to answer this question, and I ask this question to everybody: are you happy?
Yeah.
Are you happy? If you are happy in this hustle world, going after earning dollars, sacrificing lot of things which you will only realize at some stage of life. By that time, it would have been very late. It's like a yagya that you are sacrificing. When you are going after your hustle and the dollars and trying to grow and be there, you are sacrificing a lot of things. I
Okay.
want you to ask these questions to you: that are you really happy? If you are really happy, then what is your goal? Because
Yeah.
your happiness is very closely linked to your goal.
Yeah.
The moment you keep achieving that goal, you think you are happy.
Yeah.
Now, is this happiness related to your personal life or professional life? Then ask another question to you: do you love your self image?
Yeah.
What is your self image? Let me ask you a simple question for the benefit of the audience as well. Rohan, tell me something about yourself.
I I'm a happy guy who's married to a wife who has got two kids, beautiful kids, and I'm happy with what I'm doing right now. And my bigger passion is to read books, and I want to achieve. I think so. I want to achieve that, the right balance, perhaps, which everybody is trying to achieve in life. So yeah, that's my place right now in my head. So yeah.
Yeah. So for how many seconds did you speak to me?
Oh, that's it, 10 seconds maybe. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
We struggle to talk about ourselves. But when I did a survey, when I went and asked random people all over the place, students, professionals, senior professionals, journalists, tell me something about yourself. First thing comes in, I'm a banker, I'm a journalist, I'm a trainer, I'm a coach. Your
Uh,
identities are limited to your professional world. So your
yeah,
pro, that cartwheel, if you see my
yeah.
book on the back page, there's a cartwheel.
Yes, right.
That cartwheel, yes, that cartwheel are the two wheels of your life. One is the professional wheel of life and personal wheel of life. If any of these wheels are superpowering each other,
Yeah,
your cartwheel which you are pulling will not run
yeah,
in one-way direction. So, self-image. What is your
yeah,
self-image? Your self-image is all driven by your position in the company. Your self-image is driven by what you do
wow,
professionally. Your self-image has got nothing to do with what you do personally.
right.
Do you ever talk about, or everybody, even I struggled when I asked this question to myself. I can't speak more than 10 seconds or 15 seconds or 30 seconds at max about myself. Whereas I am me. I am me.
Yeah, actually, if you would have asked me about my career, na, I would have given you a 5 minutes.
Same here, same here. So this is where I'm talking about where is the balance. Now another question I've asked with my book, and I will put it to all young students or young entrepreneurs and young corporate sector guys who are just ready to enter into corporate sector, that are you really growing? What is your definition of growth? Because our definition of growth in corporate sector for 30 years is, somebody asked me, are you growing? I said, yes, why not? I started in a bank as a senior relationship manager, and when I moved out, I was a director heading a region. That is my growth.
In
But did
fact,
I grow?
you were a very young vice president, right?
Yes.
Uh, yeah,
Yes. No, as I said, my career, I don't have any regrets on my career. Probably I achieved my pinnacle too early in my life, because I'm still
possibly.
young.
Yeah,
I'm still young. I've now I have full life in front of me to give more to myself, to
yeah,
what I gave to corporate sector. I want to give it to myself because I love myself. I love my self image. Now that is not something which is coming out of selfishness. That is
right.
not something that is coming out of self interest. If that would have been the case, I would not have written this book. I've written this book because I want to go out and guide these young generation coming in not to do the mistakes that we normally tend to doing. We need to ask few questions. It's not a rocket science.
Yeah,
It's not something very easy as well, let me tell you.
yeah,
But I know one thing for sure. I cannot change the world. I cannot change the corporate
yeah.
sector, but I can change myself. And if I change myself, I can change five people around me. And I think that is my growth. That is my success.
Yeah,
That is my passion. If I am
absolutely.
able to change myself and because of me. And that is why in my book I talk about two things. One is the six mental faculties that
Mental
has
fact.
been given to us as human being, and
Yeah,
I talk about six
yeah,
inner traits of behavior, and I can run workshops on these two topics, that how by your six inner traits
yeah,
you can do wonders in corporate sector:
yeah,
calmness, quietness, pridelessness. If you are calm, if you are quiet, which means you are not reactive.
wow.
If you are not reactive, half the battle in a corporate sector is won if you don't react. The biggest mistake that we do in our corporate life is that we become reactive.
I just reacted
We lose.
15 minutes back. I just reacted 15 minutes back. I shouldn't have. Sorry to
Yes,
the person I reacted on.
yes, yes. So these
Uh,
are the
follow, I
questions.
have a follow-up question to that, because you said
Yes,
that the workshops and many other things. You have been speaking at colleges, and
yes,
you are interacting with the Gen Z, and the generation that is right now. Everybody's concentrating on that generation, right? Who cares about the millennials anyway? So, so what is the sense you are getting from these youngsters like 20s? What do they really want? How are they different from, say, a millennial, or how are they different from someone from your generation? I don't know, what do you consider yourself? I consider you as a millennial, but whatever you call yourself, Y or whatever, generation Y. But
see,
what is the sense you're getting?
I am so happy to see that there is a shift happening, because in our generation we were all trained. We were all trained to create jobs for ourselves. Become an engineer, do your MBA, get placed on day one, day zero, day one from campus, get a good job in big five consultancy firms, big five banks, big five FMCG companies. That was the passion with which we went into doing our management. You would have noticed it that now we are talking about entrepreneurs. We are talking about Shark Tanks. We are talking about startups. We are talking about people who are ready to take risk in life, who are not ready to work for someone else. They want to work for themselves. This shift is a big shift. This shift is a big shift, and I'm very happy about this shift. I have two young daughters who have just entered industry, and I always tell them, someday you have to work for yourself. So that is one thing that is happening very
Is
good. Now, when
Mehak
that is
in the live?
happening,
Is Mehak your daughter?
yes,
She's in the live. Oh, okay.
yes, yes.
Hi, Mehak. How are you? You can just comment and let us know that you're there. Great, great. Please go on. Please go.
So that's something which is happening. But when this happens, there's another question that I have asked, that do you have attitude? Now,
Yeah.
when you are in an entrepreneur startup mode, you need to have an attitude. Now, attitude, positive and negative, is a very thin line.
Yeah.
It is such a thin line that I have put a chart in my book. Your attitude is driven by thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
The
So true.
moment your thoughts and feeling give you that egotism,
Yeah.
it becomes a negative attitude.
Yeah.
The moment that thought and feeling give you humility, it
Right.
becomes a positive attitude.
Yeah.
While the Gen Z or the new generation has identified their path, is clear what they want to do, the problem is that everything is driven by egotism
Yeah.
and not humility and kindness.
Yeah.
So these are the two other traits that I have talked about in the inner
Yeah.
behavior. That while so to summarize the answer, that yes, I see that shift happening,
Yeah.
but it is very important that we guide these Gen Zs here to be more humble, to
Yeah.
be more kind, to be more quiet, to be more calm, to be more pridelessness, and last but not the least, evenness of temperament.
Wow. Actually, I need the evenness of temperament. I'm struggling, really struggling with it. I don't
Hmm.
know about Jay, but I am also struggling with it because it is tough. I mean, when you try to pursue, entrepreneurship, it gets a little tough, and that's when we are truly tested. And I'm happy that बाकी किसी को help होना हो, मुझे मुझे जरूर help हुई इस book से. So I don't care about others. मेरे को help हो रही है. Anyways, you also mentioned the Kant syndrome, which was very interesting for me. So would you like to shed some light on that? Because although I read about it, you call it a trap. And so if you could talk about that, it would be very good for our viewers.
Okay. Anything which is out of the box,
Yeah.
the first reaction comes out is, oh no, I can't do it. That's not me.
Yeah.
I've given this example also that this Kant syndrome is all about fears in your life. Fear. Why do we say I can't do it? Can you jump out of a helicopter with a parachute? Oh no, I can't do it. Why can't you do it? The only reason if you cannot do it is you have some physical illness, or you have some sickness because of which you have height sickness. You can't jump.
Right.
Understandable.
Right.
Very well understandable. There are a lot of people who've tried, who've done it, and there are a lot of people who, because of their fear, could not do it. So even fear, we define, there are always two kinds of fear. One is genuine fear, and one is self-created fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
People can't touch a dog. They look at lizard and say, "Oh my God, it's so creepy. I can't be there. I need to leave that." These are all fears. Now, these fear, they come out of ignorance.
Yeah.
If you are aware of the consequences of what you are expected to do,
Right.
and if you put a deep thought on it, this can't will never come.
Yeah.
The first chapter of my book
Yeah.
is all about awareness, thought, and action.
Yeah.
If you are aware of the consequences, and if you put a deep thought to it, awareness brings you faith.
Yeah.
Faith takes away the fear away from you, and that can't does not happen. Now, my boss has said, in corporate sector, my boss has said, Saturday I have to come. No,
Yeah.
Saturday is my daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
I cannot go. But I'm not able to say to my I can't tell my boss that's my daughter's birthday and I cannot come on Saturday because I may lose my job. Insecurity. All these are, yes, sometimes you have to say no to something.
Yeah.
But this Kant syndrome actually becomes a paradigm that you start believing that this thing is not possible for me to do.
Yeah.
Now, I would have never thought about writing a book, writing a blog. I'm a speaker. I'm
Yes.
not a writer.
Yeah.
I'm a trained actor. I'm a theater actor. I'm a
But
street actor.
I forgot to tell everyone because I was so much I was concentrating on your professional side. I totally forgot that in between somewhere you had the training for to become a professional actor. That
Yes.
was okay. We'll delve into that later, but yeah.
So, as I said, I'm a performing artist. I'm a speaker. You put me in front of 10,000 people, I won't blink an eye, and I'll go because that fear is not there. But I would have never thought of writing something.
Totally.
I
Yeah.
can't. The first thing that I told my daughter, I said, I can't. She said, no, you can. Write it. So this is where I'm saying. So that is why I touched upon this topic in a very small, maybe in my next book, I'll talk in length about it, that do not let these fear be instilled into you by the influencer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have asked in the next question that I have asked, which is going to be in my next book or in my coming blog that is coming, is your happiness subject to outer influence?
Yeah. Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
we are all, influencer. You are an influencer, and that is why I'm sitting in front of you. You are influencing people to.
Yeah, but I mean, what can you give an example? Because it isn't on very on the surface. So can you give me an example of that? Like how does that kind of shape how we are?
The social media is the biggest example in front of you how we are influenced by what we see.
Wow.
You know,
Yes.
as human beings, we are born with two very important, uh, I would say, prarabdhs, or I would no, not prarabdh. I would say the only species on earth is human being which has got two, I would say, वो क्या कहते हैं, वरदान.
Well, yes.
One
Yes.
is
Yeah.
you have a free will choice. You can do anything under the earth
Yeah.
which is within the boundaries of law,
Yeah.
qualifying it, because I am a lawyer. You can't break the law and say I have a free will, I will break the law and do whatever I want to do. So, under the framework of law, you've been given a free will. Even if you want to break the law, you have the choice to break the law and
Truly.
face the consequences. That is your choice. And the second thing that you are blessed with by Almighty is what is discriminatory wisdom.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
have that intellect and wisdom to discriminate between right and wrong and then make a choice.
Mm.
Now, when we are looking at influencers today, we love them. Some
Mm-hmm.
of them are extremely good. Some of them are very powerful. Some of them are like me, trying to shape
Yeah.
the newer generation or trying to bring in.
Yeah.
What we have to be cognizant of, that how do we use our discriminatory wisdom to choose what is right for me and what is wrong for me.
That's a huge question. That's
Yes.
a huge.
This greed, see, I'll tell you, the hustle, and you said we want to earn dollars, dollars, dollars. These influences, if not deciphered through intellectual wisdom,
Yeah.
lead to unnecessary
Yeah.
desires.
Yeah.
In
Totally.
order to fulfill those desires, the path that you choose may not be the right path for you.
Absolutely. There are a lot many examples. I,
You start compromising and sacrificing good things
yeah.
to achieve those desires.
Absolutely. I read yesterday that an influencer, I won't name the influencer, but the influencer was sending people to Russia because some agency from there or the Russian, the Russian government or someone got connected with these influencers and they were sending people, Indians, to Russia to fight in the Russia-Ukraine war. So, I mean, this guy got influenced. So, people who got influenced by him were easily, fooled and they went and they died there. So it's so unfortunate. Just an
I
example.
will give you I will give you a live example. I was in Selfridges in
Yeah.
London, and I was looking at a watch for myself, and it was a serious branded watch, and I looked at it, I wore it, and I liked it, but I said, okay, I'll take it some other time. So I didn't buy it. You won't believe it. By the time I reached my hotel apartment, my Facebook, my Insta were all, showing me the same watch. The AI showing me the same watch, trying to influence me to go and buy it.
And you are going to get that ad again now because
Yeah,
if you mention
I
that,
have again said that's why I didn't name the brand. That's why I
yes,
didn't name the
smart,
brand.
very smart.
See,
That
you must have seen that in this entire conversation, I have not named even a single organization or a brand, because I know even if I take the name of my bank, I will start getting a cashback offer immediately on it.
oh my God. Okay. So one very interesting thing in the book, on page 51, you have written and you have quoted Bob Proctor mentioned that culture is founded on habits, work practices, attitudes, beliefs, and expectations, also known as paradigms. In
Yes.
Bhagavad Gita, they are referred to as sanskars. So we there is a very there's a confusion in the Indian society regarding habits, paradigms, sanskars. Because sanskar has been given a connotation of, what are your sort of, it is a there is a religious connotation to it also. So would you like to talk about this? Because this is, in a sentence, you have kind of, by quoting Mr. Bob Proctor, it's a lot to take in.
Yes. Okay. So I'll address the first thing.
Okay.
It is very easy. It is very easy to bring in religion.
Yeah.
And that strengthens people's belief the moment religion comes in. Let's keep religion aside. We even talk about as Srimad Bhagavad Gita as a religious book. No, 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 not at all. It is not a religious book.
Yeah.
It is a philosophy of life.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about religion. That's a very touchy topic, and I would respect everybody and keep it on the side.
Absolutely.
What I'm talking about, habits and paradigms. Certain things, there is mind,
Yeah.
there is intellect, and then that becomes your personality.
Yeah.
Your mind tries to, there is a thought that comes in your mind, and you now want to achieve it. You have two ways of achieve it, good way and bad way. Good way will take time, bad way will be easier.
Yeah.
So you choose that and you achieve success. The moment life gives you another opportunity of a similar kind, or where the same options is there in front of you, you will not even try the good route. You will say, forget it, it's too long. I did it last time, let me go and do it. You will go do it, you will achieve. Now what happens is, over a period of time, this habit of using the second path becomes your habit.
Right. Right.
That habit then transforms into a paradigm that you just keep doing that again and again, again and again. Since the time probably I really understood newspaper in class 7th, 8th onwards, I cannot do anything in the morning unless and until I read the newspaper. It's just a paradigm. I waste 1.5 hours in the morning reading the newspaper. Whereas if you listen to Robin Sharma, who's also a big influencer,
Yeah.
he talks about his the 5 a.m. club.
Yes. Yes.
Where he says the first 1 hour, don't even look at anything to do with news. That 1 hour is your 1 hour. Live it to it. So that's a paradigm that I have adopted. The habit becomes my paradigm. If you really need to change something in your life, you have to identify these paradigms who at some point in time may have been a habit that you picked up, was contributing towards your growth as well, but not now. So if you have to change now, you have to break these paradigms, you have to break these stereotypes and be a different person. And I always give this example. 16th of May 2022, I was a smoker. I smoked anything and everything that was there on the earth. Cigarette, vape, cigar, shisha, everything. 16th of May
2022.
16th of May 2022.
Wow.
Very difficult to quit smoking. I had two cigarettes returning back from Istanbul, and I had a beer, took the flight, came here. Next day, I forgot to carry my cigarette to office, and I was like struggling. And I said, let's buy a packet. Then I said, no, I had bought cartons. Why spend so much money when I have cartons lying at home? I can survive. I survived that one day. Next day morning, I asked myself a question: do I really want to smoke?
Yeah.
Now, this question I asked to my inner self. When you ask a genuine question truthfully
Mhm.
to your inner self, the answer comes from your intuition, which is the voice of your soul.
Right.
Intuition is the voice of the soul. I have written that this is the topmost faculty
Yeah.
that you are born with, imagination and intuition. So, intuition, the voice of my soul came in. Why? Why? And then I thought deeply. See, when I took my first drag in engineering college, we got
Yeah.
that kick. After
Yeah.
that, when we smoke along with drinks, you get that kick, you get that high, and you are enjoying life.
Everybody
Over,
does it. Every.
over a period of time, that kick is gone. When you are a pro smoker, you don't get that kick.
Yeah.
You're just smoking for the heck of smoking. That is paradigm. Because you're
Oh, you do.
smoking for the
Oh,
heck of smoking.
I'm not a smoker, so I wouldn't know. I thought that everybody was getting a kick out of it all the
No,
time.
after a period of time, you get no kick. It's just habit that when you are standing, it's like mobile. That when wherever you are on your mobile. It's a habit.
Yeah.
That's the habit that we are in.
Yeah.
And I asked that question. I said, I don't even get the kick. So do I need to smoke? No. The answer came no. 16th of May 2022, and today 10th of March 2024. Not even a single form of smoke has gone into my body. And
Wow.
I never felt that urge
Wow.
because the voice came from my intuition.
I have to.
Develop your
I
intuition.
have to clap
Develop your intuition.
because it.
All these questions that I have asked, these questions are not to be asked to yourself,
Yeah.
but asked to your soul, mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
We will ask this question to our body.
Mm.
Our conscious mind, which is driven by our five senses, will give you a very simple reply. Have it, yaar, have one more. Ki
Yeah.
farak penda.
Yeah. But
But if you ask to your soul, you will get the right answer.
sir, you have just killed all the businesses who are trying to, get away smokers from smoking because you have given them the mantra of,
No,
kind of.
it is, see, I am giving this mantra. Smoke is just one example. There are multiple examples that are there, and there are multiple influencers now talking
Ah,
about habits and paradigms and change your habits, change your paradigm. You will change your life. And I believe in all of them. You change yourself, at least you will change five people around you. And if those five people around you changes, then that circle starts growing big, 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 big.
wow, absolutely incredible. Your this was just, I clapped in between because it's not easy to do. And since you asked yourself a truthful question, I'm going to do that in the future. Whenever I am in a dilemma or something, whenever I want to get out of a habit or paradigm, I am going to ask myself, why, Rohan, are you doing this? Do you need it? I'm going to apply that and see what are the results. And thank you so much for writing this book. It's called Unmasking the Real You, guys, a journey from self awareness to action. Available on Amazon. Of course, Mr. Kampani is on social media. I hope you are active on LinkedIn and Instagram.
I'm very I'm very active. I'm very active. All my blogs, all my reels, whatever I write, whatever I think, whatever I do, I put it on Insta.
Yeah.
And before we end this conversation, I just want to tell one thing which I just coined a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to write a big thing on it. Is
Sure.
we always talk about power,
Yeah.
power in you. That power for me is POWER.
Yeah.
P, identify the purpose of your life.
Yeah.
O,
Yeah.
organize your mind, body, and soul.
Yeah.
W, develop your willpower.
Yes.
E, evenness of your temperament. Be calm and be have your evenness in the temperament.
Yeah.
And R stands for reason.
Yeah.
Use your discriminatory wisdom to reason out between good, bad, and ugly.
Right.
That will give you power.
Wow. Amazing. It's what a way to conclude the session. I have it here now. Guys, just take a screenshot. Remember this,
Yes.
because what. So this is what I love about interacting with authors. Every time you kind of talk to an author or someone who is in the literary arts, you take something back. And there are so many things I take. Everything is on my paper. I'm taking a lot back from this session, and that's why we do this. So thank you so much, sir, for being so giving in the book, and of course in this live session. Whatever you are talking, I know everything is not in the book, but I would request everyone to follow your blog also at the same time, yourproperguide.com, so that they know what are your thoughts about whatever we have talked today in terms of improving yourself. It is a very great term, but actually the passion oozes through. So it affected me. Thank you so much for being on the Book Nerds live session, and looking forward to perhaps next wala LinkedIn pe karenge.
Yes,
Perhaps.
absolutely. We should do it on LinkedIn. And thank you very much, Rohan and Book Nerds, Neha, for
Yeah.
being in touch with me. And I am leaving your audience and all of you blessing that you have enough power
Yeah.
to change yourself
Yeah.
and then to change the world around you. God bless
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And guys, buy the book. Let's what you felt about it, whatever you feel about it, whatever are your questions. He's also a guide to many people, so you can ask further questions if you don't understand something. Like I asked him questions because I didn't understand some things. So there's no harm in asking questions. So do ask questions, to clarify things for yourself, and work on yourself. Thank you so much, sir, for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Humbled. Thank you. Thank you.